one of the most anticipated matches of the year, the Black Gold Derby at Taft Stadium. Fans are ready to see Tulsa Roughnecks FC clash with Oklahoma City Energy FC in a battle for Oklahoma bragging rights. Good evening, I'm Ryan Pierce. With me is Eric Krakauer. Eric, always fun when these two teams play, especially when one of them is right in the thick of the playoff hunt.
Yeah, and form tends to go out the window when rivals meet. OKC Energy FC looking to cement a spot in the playoffs. As for Tulsa, bragging rights and making sure they snap that losing streak away from home.
Energy FC snatched up a crucial 3 points on the road, beating Tacoma 2-0. Kyle Hyland got things started with this big goal from 25 yards out.
From range, and this is very hard to save because it goes through some of the defender's legs, blinds the keeper, and the left back gets into the team of the week. After scoring this one, there would be another one just to make sure that the game was won by the captain, Atiba Harris. But the first one, the one that breaks the duck, is the one that always matters.
Christian Isley came off the bench last week. This week he gets a start. Such a versatile forward who knows how to get his teammates good looks.
1 goal, 1 assist. What happens when you come off the bench and do well? You get rewarded with a starting position. Let's see how much of an influence he has today.
John Brown also came off the bench yesterday. Today he starts in that number 9 spot.
Yeah, versatility. Likes to play on the left-hand side, can play up top. Let's see if he can score some goals.
Such an athletic player, really creates things happen. Last time these two teams met, it was a 1-1 draw. John Silva got things started for Tulsa right away. A goal 4 minutes in.
And this is a fabulous pass. It's an acute angle, but the Portuguese hits it well and true. Laces through the ball. No chance for the keeper.
Tulsa 0-9-4 since that draw against OKC Energy. You know they are hungry for a big victory as they try to right the ship, but they have to play a tough Energy FC team tonight. Energy FC, Roughnecks FC. They ended in a draw last time. Who will take the Oklahoma crown? It's a Black Gold Derby coming up.
Goals are something we outline for ourselves, and oftentimes they can be pretty lofty. When things begin to line up the way we think they should, we appreciate those who helped us along the way, like the help you get with commercial banking from FFB. Our experts are ready to partner with you to help you manage cash flow, oversee accounts through online banking, and help you secure a business line of credit. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
Mercy helps the Energy get to the top of their game. We can help you get to the top of yours.
Outlining your own destiny is something we all take pride in. And knowing we're doing what we love is what makes this life adventure so exciting. Isn't it nice to have a banking partner that's along for the ride? FFB makes life easier with a simple click and snap, so things like mobile banking and deposits can be done anywhere, anytime. Plus free bill pay, person-to-person transfers, and Apple Pay. With free ATMs worldwide, why wouldn't you want a bank that gives you this much freedom? FFB. We go where you go.
They're playing for the wrench tonight, that coveted wrench in the Black Gold Derby here at Taft Stadium. OKC Energy FC, Tulsa Roughnecks FC. Let's go ahead and look at the starting lineups provided by First Fidelity Bank, proud partners and founding partner of Energy FC. First, though, for the visitors, the Tulsa Roughnecks FC looking for a big win tonight.
And you look up top at John Silva, the man who scored a goal last time these two teams met. But keep an eye on Rodrigo da Costa. He's the man who creates most of the chances for this team. He'll have to be on if they're going to snap that losing streak.
The last time a player not named Acosta scored a goal was Silva back on June 1st. Now on the other side, Energy FC, this is a balanced team. A couple of players that normally come off the bench are getting the start tonight.
And you look at that back four, it's a very strong one, especially with that tandem of Harris and Ibiaga at the center back position. Garcia is going to protect them. And then up top, I think you'll see a lot of positional mobility with players moving all over the place in the attacking third.
And of course, Kyle Hyland made the Team of the Week in USL Championship this past week. Fun story from him. We'll talk more about it, but he is a new father. His wife gave birth on Thursday, so very exciting. Congratulations to Kyle.
Yeah, a goal, Team of the Week, and now a new father. How is he going to top that one? Well, hopefully, maybe with another goal here, or at least a very sturdy defensive performance.
And his team, Energy FC, looking for back-to-back wins for the first time since May. They're 2-2-1 over the last 5 games. This is the start of a 2-game homestand as the officials are ready. The lead referee, Alejandro Aguilar Jr. This Tulsa Roughnecks team, they are being coached tonight by first assistant Donovan Ricketts.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of experience, so let's see if he can have an impact on his players. A century of caps for Jamaica, LA Galaxy stalwart, also played at Bradford City in England. So let's see if he can impart his knowledge onto the players who certainly need all the help they can get.
He hopes to bring their team their first win since April. They're 0-4-1 in their last 5 contests. The Black Gold Derby. Energy FC, Roughnecks FC, always fun with these two teams, mate. They had a draw last time they met up earlier this year, 1-1 back in April. As we're off and going, Tulsa in OKC. Energy FC would like to thank OG&E for being the presenting sponsor of tonight's match. We all know that the Energy scores on the field, but you can score at home with OG&E's Energy Efficiency Program. Just go to OGE.com to learn more. And I think if you are Tulsa here, you got a couple players that don't normally get the start, and they're getting some opportunities tonight. You're trying to pull off an upset on the road against a rival. A big start would be huge.
Well, you're trying to put in new ingredients and see if the recipe is a little bit better than what they've been having recently. But like I said earlier on, when it comes to a derby, you never know.
Over the top pass, it's turned around, and Tulsa was ready for it. A quick attack from OKC. There's the young keeper, Lewis, getting the start tonight.
And that was a good ball. Isley had some space in front of him to run into, but his touch abandoned him.
OKC Energy about midway. They're about at the 16th mark in terms of goals scored this year, about at the halfway mark in terms of the team leading scores. Tulsa towards the bottom, but they have the ability to score in bunches as both these teams start to try to feel each other out here to begin this one. Sean Lewis, you just saw him in between the pipes tonight, getting start number 7 for the road team Tulsa. Cody Lorendi is the starting keeper for Energy FC. He is making his 22nd start this year. He is the all-time leader in saves for that program. Last time, Tulsa got that early goal from Silva, so they're probably thinking, let's see if we can strike quickly again.
Right now, they look to keep the ball on the ground. It was good work from Altamirano, who's seen a lot of the ball early on.
Already in the box, here's Lorendi coming up and making the play. A confident 29-year-old from Melbourne, Florida. Fresh off his 5th clean sheet of the season. League leader in saves with 73.
Yeah, you look at this OKC team, and they have everything they need, not only to make sure that they get into the playoffs, but to make a run in them. Just have to get some consistency. Need to find the back of the net a little bit more often, and they gotta keep it tight as well.
OKC currently in 8th place out of the 10 teams that make the postseason. In this new format for USL Championship, as they have a chance to make up some ground tonight. A couple teams around them are idle. Their early infraction on Garcia, one of their top goal scorers. Rafael Garcia had an early chance at a goal last week, just missed it. He's got 4 this season. You know he's hungry to try to put one through tonight.
And Garcia is the deep line playmaker for this team. So he'll look to get on right from the get-go. Spray some passes around the field.
Little momentum here for Tulsa. Calvin Resende. And it's turned around by Energy FC.
That was a really good tackle from Rafael Garcia.
OKC really well balanced group. We've been talking about it. They got that good front line, and their back defensive group is solid as well. Very deep off the bench too.
Yeah, absolutely. And the man who just had the ball, Omar Gordon, on the right-hand side, is a handful for whichever left back plays against him. Just speedy, likes to take a lot of shots as well. Usually combines really well with the Sean Brown up top, but he's on the bench.
Because of tiebreakers, Energy FC listed in 8th place. They're in a 4-way tie for 6th. Trying to create some separation tonight. Looking for their first home win since May 25th. And we've talked about Tulsa. They're looking for their first win. They've had a handful of draws, their first win since April. So both these teams trying to snap an unfortunate streak. And we talked to Coach Steve Cook this week. He mentioned they've had a couple games where they've been leading early. The T2 game comes to mind a couple of weeks ago. They've led early and given up some late goals at home here at Taft Stadium in front of these great fans. They're going to try to reverse course tonight, get the early lead and hold on to it.
Well, you also have to take into consideration the fact that they were missing some players because of the Gold Cup, so it's reintegrating everybody. It's about rhythm and consistency.
Here's a pass on the sideline into the attacking third. It's Altamirano. He's trying to cross, and it's played well by Alvin Jones.
And he's had an energized start to the game. He's been cutting in centrally, this time going down the wing. Good work from Alvin Jones.
Altamirano, small but aggressive midfielder, second on the team with 28 shots. He'll take the corner here. The first corner for either team. Altamirano. Short line drive kick got through. Here's a chance, and Lorendi made the beautiful save.
Oh, that's a fabulous save from Lorendi because he sees that late. He has to move his feet and cover that back post. Terrific stuff. This could have been a wonderful start for the away team. Just a snapshot coming in from Matt Sheldon at the back post. He hits it well. And that went through legs, so great stuff from Cody Lorendi.
Lorendi pumped up, save number 74 this year, leads the league. That's why he's been fantastic this year. OKC not out of trouble yet, though. Tulsa played well by Highland. The new father was able to knock it out of play. It'll be another corner.
And that's good defending from Highland on the left-hand side, but if you're Steve Cook, you have to worry about how that corner ball just went through so many bodies in the box and landed at the feet of Matt Sheldon.
Once you get past those initial couple of players, it is danger for the defense. And now here's a very dangerous striker, DaCosta, their team leader in goals. He's also second in the league in assists. With the left foot, it's up. It went off the crossbar. Lorendi jumps and pulls it in. Inches from giving Tulsa the lead.
Wow. This is the thing, when you are on a losing streak, when things aren't going well for you, that's what happens. It just seems like the gods are conspiring against you. A shot saved by Lorendi, a header off the crossbar. But what a good start from the away team.
Tulsa has come out on fire. They've got some lineup changes, and I'm sure sometimes when you get new players in, some fresh blood, that sparks the team a bit early.
Yeah, absolutely, make an impression.
Janu Silva scored 4 minutes in last time these two teams met. Tulsa already threatening here tonight. The Black Gold Derby, the battle for Oklahoma's crown.
Already you see OKC just pushing their fullbacks forward. The two center backs just parting ways, and the ball at the feet of Javon Watson. Spreading the field, trying to open up passing lanes for this man.
What are they looking for, a player on the run or maybe an angle?
Well, what you want to do is make sure you stretch the defense. And we take a look at that play. The header coming in from Luca Lobo, textbook into the ground, and then the bounce taking it into the crossbar. fortuitous for OKC Energy.
I had to pause for a second. I thought when it initially happened, it hit the under part of the crossbar, excuse me, then Lorendi knocked it up in the air. Very close to being a goal. Altamirano showing off the fancy footwork. Now it's Garcia knocking it away. On the counter, here comes Energy FC. A solid passing team. That's one note Coach Cook made. Teams improved so much in that regards throughout the year. Cato plays it back, and now OKC will reset. Abiaga played all 90 minutes against Tacoma. Intercepted by Tulsa. In this series, OKC has 8 wins, Tulsa 3. And they've had 4 draws as well, including earlier this year. Lorendi dives on it, keeps it in play.
Well, that was a very close one. Quick hands there from Lorendi. And already you're seeing how OKC is moving up top with players changing positions very often. The ball here gets deflected as Rodrigo da Costa was looking for his teammate.
And he is the player to focus on tonight for Tulsa, Rodrigo da Costa. He is 7th in the league in goals scored, tied for 7th and tied for 2nd in assists. He's a heart and soul of this offense. What this team needs is another player to step up. The last time somebody not da Costa scored was June 1st when Silva got his last goal, so they could use some more balance on that offensive attack.
Brian Reyes there doing his due diligence defensively as Cato is getting more involved in the attack. Seems to have license to move wherever he wants.
Cato, such a speedy player, creates havoc on either side. Versatile wing. 26 years old, still young. 3 goals and 4 assists this year for him. As it'll be Garcia with the corner kick. Garcia up in the air, towards the box, and it's a bit wide as Lobo looked like he headed it out.
Well, there are a couple of players there who were very close. I think it's Watson who makes the final contact, but Ibiaga was unmarked as well. And Watson just has a player getting in his way. I think it was Matt Rogers. It was a good open game.
A lot of action so far, a couple corner kicks. This is what you hope for in the Black Gold Derby. A lot of bragging rights on the line. These two teams tied the first time they met earlier this year. This is to say we're the best in Oklahoma. And of course, Energy FC playing for that playoff spot. And there's still time, as Tulsa's about 10 points out of that final playoff spot, so they can still make their way back in it. They need some victories, though. They haven't won in a couple of months. They're 0-4-1 in their past 5. 3 big points on the line. A victory tonight against Energy FC in 6. Here's an opportunity. Isley pulls it back out. Good passer. Dumps it in the attacking third. Trying to turn corner. That was Cato. Garcia. Dangerous spot. Garcia. He tried to find Gordon. And a foul is called. That's going to be on OKC.
Yeah, Gordon there just sneaking at the second post. He actually wanted Rafael Garcia to hit the cross the first time. He decides to feint his defender, and by the time he sends the ball in, Gordon is just ahead of his marker.
It is offsides.
But really good stuff going forward now from OKC, with Cordell Cato just attacking that half space after Isley got the ball from Brown, who's playing on the right-hand side right now. He and Gordon have switched flanks.
Isley and Brown getting starts tonight for Energy FC after a great week last week. Coach Cook with this deep bench. He actually has Deshaun Brown coming off the bench tonight. That's a team leader in goals scored this year. The home team 7-7-8 Roughnecks, 4-11-6. Tulsa got off to a great start this season. A couple of roster changes, which happens, of course. And lost a couple close ones, though. They've only allowed more than one goal one time in their past 5 matchups. A little contact on the sideline. Jonathan Brown there. Matt Sheldon's been a nice player for Tulsa. The Bellevue, Washington native. Started the season with T2.
And he can play on either flank, which is good. John Brown, the Welshman, defending and fouling. That's a good ball.
This Tulsa team, they are making the Energy FC fans nervous on these set pieces.
Well, this is really hard for Laurenti to come out for this ball. And then Silva just misses it with Watson on his back.
Janu Silva, he's 6 feet tall. I think if he's 6'1", there's a shot that's a goal. He was just underneath it.
Maybe 6'4", but yeah, I think you have a point for sure. But so far, neither one of these teams showing the defensive solidity to keep a clean sheet, so I think we'll see some goals.
A lot of action so far, about 15 minutes into it, 14:45. Both teams have had opportunities to score. Cody Laurenti has had a couple really solid saves. We thought maybe OKC with Tulsa playing with some new pieces. Energy FC's been playing better soccer recently. Some guys are back. And we thought maybe they'd come out and get a big start. And so far, Tulsa's responded.
OKC are getting a little bit more of a rhythm now. They went through those shaky 10 minutes or so where Tulsa were trying to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. OKC reacting well.
Both teams appear like they've spaced the field well so far. Something valuable for both as it's taken away by Omar Gordon. The aggressive forward. Isley with it. So dangerous at that spot of the field. The dump off the Brown, and it's snuffed out there by the captain, Cyprian Hedrick.
Well, that's not the first time that Calvin Resende has fallen asleep with the ball at his feet. Great work, great determination from Omar Gordon to win that back, to launch Isley, and then Brown can't get the cross in. Good defending at the end.
Hedrick, he's started and played in every game this year for his team. Such a valuable player for Tulsa, been around the league for a long time. The 28-year-old out of Cameroon. And now here's an opportunity for OKC. Highland, high up in the air. The header from Isley, he got it! What a header from Christian Isley.
Well, that is a fantastic header, but let me tell you that I think that this goal needs to be taken away because Highland just crosses the line as he's throwing this ball in, but it doesn't matter. Well, he came off the bench and started in this game because he's made a difference, and there you have it. A great decision from Steve Cook, paying off right from the get-go. Right there, Highland's over the line. But there's no VAR, and Isley, he does what he's paid to do. Just manages to distance himself from his marker, and then a snap of the neck, and Lewis could only pray to the gods.
That's goal number 2 for Isley. Eric, those are some eagle eyes right there, noticing that Highland had 1 foot on the line. Throwing that one in, he gets the assist. Kyle Highland, his 2nd assist this year after getting a goal last week. A big one for OKC, they're on top. Now we'll see how Tulsa responds. That's just a beautiful header. He's a little bit taller, 6'2", and he used his height to his advantage and got it to go.
And he's been lively in these first 20 or so minutes, looking for space to receive the ball, and he has been getting it in some dangerous positions, but that was a very, very good header. But again, once that's looked at by the Tulsa staff and players, they're not going to be happy.
And you mentioned it, Eric, Coach Cook pushing all the right buttons there. Isley getting the start today. Coach Cook mentioned he liked the matchups. He liked the way Isley's been playing. And within 20 minutes, he gets a goal.
You know, and I said at the start, when Tulsa had those opportunities, that when things are going badly for you, they keep going badly for you, and then you concede a goal in a situation like that, and it's like the same old story once again. Let's see how they react.
A resilient bunch is Tulsa. There's been multiple times this year where they've got down and they've made comebacks. And again, their defense has been improved. They've only allowed more than one goal once in their past 5 matchups. So to get 2 has been a rarity, at least recently for Tulsa. Before that, they were having some issues.
Yeah, they were conceded a flurry of goals before that. This is 16 goals that they've conceded in the last 8 games. And you've seen the shuffling at the back because you got Luca Lobo, who usually is a right back playing at the center back position. He's done so before. But just trying to figure out what the right mix is. Matt Shelton has also played on the right, as I said earlier.
Here's some space, dangerous spot for Cato, dumps off the crossing pass, and it's cleared out by Tulsa.
And Isley was wide open in the heart of the box. I think he may actually have been in an offside position by the time that cross is coming into him. But good attack in transition from the home team.
Coach Cook happy about the goal, not happy about that call. OKC, early lead on a goal from Christian Isley, number 2 this year for him. Getting the start tonight after a wonderful performance off the bench last week. Kyle Hyland threw it in from the sideline, and Isley right there, center box, with the picture-perfect header to give OKC a 1-0 lead. Tulsa's been close a couple times. Eric mentioned Lobo, who got the start today. He just missed a couple goals earlier. One hit off the bottom of the crossbar, literally inches from going in. Tulsa doesn't score. Moments later, Isley comes back and gets the go-ahead goal for OKC. A scuffle, Isley at midfield. Waiting for it is Reyes for Tulsa. Now they work on the counter. Da Costa is bumped by Garcia. Just gets a talking to there, no card yet.
That's what he's in for in that position. Javon Watson, a big presence, protecting the back 4.
Watson, not Garcia, with the infraction. Garcia had a few words with the official. Now he'll come over and talk.
Well, that is typical of Rafael Garcia. He's never met an argument that he didn't want to get involved in.
The 29-year-old from California, not the biggest player, 5'6", but a fantastic goal scorer. He's had a bit of a rough go recently, although he did have that goal on July 6th versus El Paso. 2-time MLS champ with LA Galaxy as Garcia. Some good experience for OKC as they turn this one around. Energy FC trying to push. Good work at midfield to knock that one out of play.
Yeah, good work from Hedrick to close down Isley, who doesn't get a very good first touch on the ball, but sloppy play now from Tulsa. And that goal that we saw from Isley, that was the 27th inside the box this season. The team that capitalizes close to the 6-yard line.
That one's played towards the sideline. And that's something, I mean, if you're thinking advanced statistics, that might be one of the most important in all of soccer. When you get it that close, you have to take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing something right in that area of the pitch.
Battle on the sideline. Gordon trying to win it away. In the box, Lorendi comes up. Here's a dangerous chance, and that leads to a goal. DaCosta strikes with his 8th of the year, and we're even at 1.
Well, this is an absolute gimme for Rodrigo DaCosta after Cody Lorendi comes off his line inexplicably because the ball is being dealt with. He's gotten away with a few. Not that he's made any mistakes, but the crossbar has saved him. He made one great save early on, but right here, this ball is being dealt with by Atiba Harris. There's no need for the keeper to come out. The wires are crossed. And that's a gimme.
Rodrigo DaCosta, his 8th goal this year. He leads the team on the top in USL Championship. And that one might be his easiest one after some miscommunication between the captain, Atiba Harris, and one of the best goalkeepers in the league, Cody Lorendi.
Well, you know what? When they've missed the chances that they've had, it's okay. It's okay to get one like that.
So just like that, we are even at 1. You can feel the surprise from these OKC Energy FC faithful. A hush over the crowd. They're a bit stunned after that one.
And it was a period of the game where OKC seemed to be in complete control. Tulsa were very sloppy in possession, giving it away, allowing the home team to attack in transition. And then they concede a goal like that.
Isley can't run it down. So Jonathan Brown there in that number 9 spot tonight. Isley and Brown making starts. It's already paid off. Isley got the goal early. And now Tulsa responds with a goal in the 23rd minute from their leading goal scorer, DaCosta. And Lewis, the young goalkeeper, playing with more confidence now, boots that one away. OKC's done a good job, though, really turning around every errant pass. Jamaican Gordon making things easy there for Lewis. Making start number 7 this year is the keeper for Tulsa. The Black Gold Derby at Taft Stadium, Tulsa and OKC. They tied the first time around, and we're even at 1-1 here. Energy FC trying to create separation in a 4-way tie for 6th.
Well, I don't know about this call. I don't think Jano Silva does anything wrong here. Shoulder to shoulder between 2 big men.
Brown battles on the sideline. Altamirano making things tough, leads to a throw-in from Sheldon.
He's back on this right-hand side, and since he's made the switch back to his original position, he's gotten quiet.
Pushing is DaCosta, and he's tripped up. The official talks to Garcia.
All right, this is more like it. This seems more like a derby now, with players getting in each other's faces, getting very close to the referee, asking for yellow cards. It's a tough challenge.
After that goal to even things up, you can feel the tension on the field increase. Big game for OKC, and you know Tulsa wants to get the victory, looking for their first 3 points since April after a great start to the season. Yeah, Silva, we've seen he and Garcia spent some time talking to head referee Alejandro Aguilar Jr.
Well, he's going to go into the book.
Javon Watson picks up the yellow card.
OKC Energy FC's number 23, Javon Watson.
OKC, a physical team. They're near the top in yellow cards this year in the league.
Damas y caballeros, el árbitro del encuentro está mostrando tarjeta de amonestación.
DaCosta catches his breath. What a start to this one. 27 minutes in. The first 10 minutes we saw Tulsa have a few opportunities, a lot of action, and then OKC broke it open with that goal from Christian Isley off the throw-in from Kyle Highland. And we're thinking, okay, the Energy FC, they're feeling it. And then Tulsa, after some miscommunication between Lorendi and Atiba Harris, an easy goal from DaCosta to even things up.
Yeah, and since then their tails have been up, and I think that's one of the reasons Watson was enforcing the midfield by knocking down Tulsa's best player. This is within range, although a bit of distance.
DaCosta, a great passer.
I think this might go from Altamirano, though. Just whips it in. Just try to get it on frame. If it doesn't make contact with anybody, it may just beat Lorendi anyway. Those in-swingers from positions like this can be very, very dangerous.
Tulsa's been good on set pieces so far. Good sized crowd here at Taft Stadium. The Black Gold Derby. Always fun, as this one goes past everyone.
Well, not only was that missed hit, but there was no player in that vicinity that he was aiming for. Just poorly hit. The ball doesn't dip enough. Just gets under it.
Altamirano may have been looking for Silva on that backside. Tulsa will get it right back here. Misplayed header from Silva. Kyle Highland will throw in. What a week for him. We've talked about it, but his wife went into labor midway through the week. He missed most of practice this week because he was in the hospital with his wife and she gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Thursday morning, just after Kyle Highland was named to the USL Championship League Team of the Week.
Yep, and maybe that time off of practice is the reason why that throw-in didn't, well, it did work out exactly how he wanted to, but
may have stepped just a bit on the line. He did step on the line. Eric, with your eagle eyes, you're able to see it. It worked out though. Ibiaga, or rather Isley, finished on the other end. This one is up to Cato. Sends it in the box to Gordon. Here's a chance for Gordon. What a defensive play at the last second by Matt Shelton.
well, it's Matt Sheldon, Johnny on the spot. This is a mistake from Luca Lobo, who doesn't read the bounce of the ball well, and Omar Gordon was right there to take advantage of it. He lobs the keeper, Lewis. But Sheldon, right place, right time, denying Luca Lobo the blushes.
Sheldon puts on his Superman cape and skies through the air to head that one out of play. Otherwise, it'd be 2-1 Energy FC. Now here's another corner coming up. It'll be Garcia to take it. What an entertaining first half. The Black Gold Derby always brings out the best in these teams. It did back in April, and it is tonight. 30 minutes in, even 1-1. Here's Garcia. Lobo. And there's some contact. That will be an infraction on Cato.
Trying to prevent Altamirano from breaking into a counterattack. That's called experienced defending. A little bit cynical, and Cato will get a talking to.
Very busy first half for Alejandro Aguilar Jr., the lead referee tonight.
It was Matt Sheldon who cleared that ball once again.
Beautiful kick over the top as Silva battles for it. Can't quite win it. This will be a goal kick.
I can't recall a single occasion when Silva has actually had the ball at his feet. He seems to always be battling for contested balls or bouncing balls.
Silva was able to get it past that man, Cody Lorendi, back in April when these teams met the first time. I think Coach Cook remembers that goal, and he's doing what you're saying, Eric. He's making sure that Silva can't find some space with the ball.
Well, it's tough in between Ibiaga and Harris, the two wily defenders. Harris, of course, with a lot of MLS experience.
And here comes another possible card as the captain, Hedrick, tries to play lawyer here, explain his case, but he'll get it.
Well, he's saying here that the movement where he puts his elbow in front of his body is natural, and he's only trying to protect himself. Referee doesn't see it quite in the same way. Captain goes in the book.
So a yellow card for both teams. Hedrick picks up one there.
And I think that even though you saw it late, his elbow is very high.
Isley scored in the 17th minute. DaCosta in the 23rd. Watson picked up a yellow card in the 27th, and now in the 33rd minute, the captain, Hedrick, picks up one for Tulsa.
Well, one bad pass begets another one. That was a horrible passage of play from both teams, with OKC giving it away and then Tulsa giving it right back.
Garcia reverses field. A little bit long there. Saved by Ibiaga.
Going through a lull in the tempo. Some of these players have to recalibrate their passing range.
Hot night in Oklahoma City. A couple guys might just be catching their breath here. About 34 minutes in.
Now OKC also looking to invite Tulsa to press them, to open some spaces behind the lines.
This one's over the top. Isley behind him. It'll lead to a throw in.
That would have been a terrific ball. And once again, Matt Shelton cutting it out.
Shelton's had a very good first half defensively for Tulsa. He looked good last week. This Tulsa team held Phoenix Rising to only 1 goal as that's played out by Lewis.
And Cyprian Hedrick over here taking a risk, asking his goalkeeper to come off his line. Over here, he's got to boot that out into the stands. Very fortunate that Cordell Cato doesn't get on the end of it.
And that's when the captain tells you as a keeper to come out and make the play, you're probably thinking, I got to do this. He's the captain of our team.
Well, but ultimately you got to do what, you got to make the best decision in that situation. But he does well.
Here's DaCosta, another set piece. Let's have a look at that pass foul.
Now, very little in that. Just a little bit of grabsy there, preventing Silva from making a play on the ball.
Left-footed kick in the box. The header is out of play. I thought that was actually off OKC Energy. The official agrees it will lead to a corner as Isley knocked it out. This is corner opportunity number 4 in this first half for Tulsa.
Better ball there from Rodrigo da Costa. I think it might be a throw-in, actually.
Okay. Yeah, it does look like it'll be a throw-in. Near that corner spot. Energy FC trying to clear. Gordon coming in. Chasing it is Shelton. Kicks it to Gordon. He works for the counter. Tripped up.
And this is a yellow card for Resende for sure.
That's 2 yellows on Tulsa in the half. Yeah, when you got a player with momentum and he goes down, you're asking for a yellow.
Yeah, absolutely. Omar Gordon does so well to skip right by him.
Calvin Resende picks up the yellow card. An aggressive player. Sometimes a little over physical.
Well, he makes no attempt at the ball. It's a cynical play. Of course, it's going to be a yellow card. Just stretches out his arm to pull Gordon back.
Roughnecks.
Almost more of a tackle there.
And he still has words with the referee afterward. I think he was complaining about something that he was the victim of earlier on.
Well, it's a good time to do it. You got the yellow card. It's a chance to state your point. Again, Lewis coming out. A solid first half for him. Gave up 1 tough goal. Outside of that, he's been steady. The first 30 minutes were breakneck pace, back and forth. The past 7 minutes, 7-8 minutes have slowed up a bit. We get closer to halftime. The Black Gold Derby. Battle for the crown in Oklahoma.
Well, this is what the game has become, just ping-ponging balls all over the field, clearances to no one, especially from Tulsa. The only time they actually create something is when Rodrigo da Costa gets his feet on the ball, and of course, he's the man who has scored the goals this season. He's gotten the assists. He's created 40 chances so far in the campaign. So it makes sense that everything tends to look a little bit better for the away team when he's got the sphere at his feet.
Couple players we highlighted at the top, DaCosta and then Christian Isley have both come to play today. Isley getting the start after a great performance off the bench last week for Energy FC, has a goal, and DaCosta always steady. The 25-year-old with a great future ahead of him. Even it up at 1-1.
Oh, that's almost a brilliant ball. John Brown just doesn't have the legs to get on the end of that. That was beautifully sprayed onto the right-hand side. He had the lane wide open. Just hit with a little bit too much power from Watson. A lot of games for his national team, the Jamaican.
He's got a little more touch in that pass. If you're Brown, are you looking to turn the corner, or are you thinking cross right there?
Well, he didn't have much space in front of him. Trying to hook that ball in. It's very hard when you're running at full speed to get your body to twist your hip to make an accurate cross. But that's more like it from Watson. Switching the point of attack, stretching the defense, trying to get that ball behind Matt Shelton, who, as we've said in the last few minutes, has looked pretty good.
I feel like Energy FC has done solid in this half of getting the ball at the center of the field, giving their midfielder space to do something with it, like you saw with Watson there. It's been a matter of completing those type of passes.
Yeah, but where they were doing so well is finding Cato with some space behind Isley. I don't recall the last time Cato touched the ball, and that's a clear foul. And that man, the captain, has to be careful because, again, no attempt at the ball, just pulling Isley.
Cyprian Hedrick battling at midfield. When he heard that whistle, probably got a little bit nervous. Already has one yellow card. That didn't warrant it, but you always...
Yeah, and on second look, it did look like Isley went down a little bit easily for a guy with his frame. But as I was saying, Cato needs to get more on the ball, as does Rafael Garcia.
This one's to Gordon. The cross towards the box is defended well. Ryan Reyes able to lead the corner kick.
We haven't seen much of that from Highland down that left-hand side, trying to overlap. It's a great ball to Gordon. He finds Highland early. I think he should have put that into the box.
See what Garcia can do here. A lot of MLS experience for Garcia. He's had such an enjoyable season this year with OKC. He's played the role of a leader. And he puts out one in the box. Sheldon waiting for it to clear it out.
All three of his corners have gone to the exact same spot. Not once has there been an OKC player there to make contact with it. It's always been Matt Shelton.
What's the thought next time? Maybe hit a little lower, a line drive kick, or where does he go differently?
Well, it's good to switch it up, but if he does the same thing, just make sure that you get one of the guys with the same colored jersey in that spot. You know, you practice dead balls like that, corner kicks and what have you, all the time.
Approaching halftime, 1-1, even score. That one's a little bit too strong for Isley.
There's a wrong decision as well from Watson. He looked to the left-hand side. Omar Gordon was into space. He didn't trust his passing range, but he still had another teammate. He didn't have to attack so quickly. They had numbers. It was Tulsa retreating.
Energy parents, sign your kids up for the all-new Energy FC Kids Club, presented by Supermercados Morelos. Visit energyfc.com/Kids Club to learn more. 1-1 even here as we approach halftime. The Black Gold Derby, always a ton of fun. Two proud programs, Tulsa, OKC, Energy FC. They ended in a draw back in April. Both these teams have gone down different routes since then, but Tulsa has been trying to turn the corner over the past few matches. They played Phoenix Rising really tough, and right now they're even with the home team, Energy FC.
Phoenix Rising, really the cream of the crop in this competition. They came to this stadium and beat OKC pretty handily, 4-1. Rafael Garcia got on the score sheet from the spot. in that game. And he had himself a very good game, even though it was in a losing effort.
We'll have more on Phoenix Rising in our news and notes and other great look around the USL Championship League at halftime, so stick around for that. It's going to be a fun second half. 2 yellow cards on Tulsa, 1 in OKC. Good physical first half, a lot of action. Gordon trying to make a move, and he's turned around nicely. Tulsa on the counter. Sheldon, he has space. Sounds like we'll have about a minute of stoppage time. That one's played past the sideline. Donovan Ricketts, the first assistant. He's the head man tonight for Tulsa. I'm sure he's happy with his team performance so far. 1-1 draw, so at this point.
Well, he's happy with the result. I think he'd be happy with the first 10 minutes or so, but after that, it's just been a little disjointed.
No call. DaCosta, he's got space. Nice touch pass. And it's turned around by this back line led by Highland for OKC, but they're not out of trouble yet. Lobo. And Gonzalez. Kick goes out of play.
Some fancy footwork from Calvin Resende.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the
With
sideline
Brazilian
has indicated
heritage,
there'll be a
I
minimum
think it
of
showed
1
there.
minute of
Takes a
added
pretty
time
good
in the
shot
first
too. I
half.
think it
1
slams
minute.
Ibiaga straight in the forehead.
Damas y caballeros, su atención, por favor. El
Ibiaga
árbitro
in the right
asistente está
spot
indicando que se
to stop the
queda
play.
un
I'm sure
minuto
he
de posición.
is feeling it a little bit right now. I always feel like those would have to hurt a lot when you get a rocket right off the forehead.
Well, absolutely, but it also depends on the player. Some of these guys are made out of steel.
DaCosta wanted a foul, didn't get it. The officials are letting them play. Here's an opportunity for Tulsa. As it's turned back. Reyes a big boot. Well wide.
The ball just got stuck in between his feet, so he can't actually pull back and hit it cleanly. That's why it goes wide. And before that, Javon Watson with a really good defensive play, but a risky one at that because he's coming from behind. He's already on the yellow. If he mistimes it, he's in trouble. And right there you saw Reyes just couldn't push the ball enough to the right-hand side to get a good swipe at it.
That leads us to halftime. It was a fun first half. 1-1, we are even after Isley scored in the 17th minute. DaCosta scored in the 23rd. We are even at 1 apiece at the half. We'll break and come back and look around the USL. In the battle for the wrench, the Black Gold Derby, we're even at the break.
The mission of the Central Oklahoma Humane Society is to stop euthanasia of healthy adoptable animals in Oklahoma City. For us, it's all about connections. We connect between adopters and fosters, we connect internally, and we connect with our donors and our community. Cox Business helps us make those connections. Our organization has Cox Business high-speed internet and the IP-Centrix managed phone system. It really has made a difference. They're always reliable.
Goals are something we outline for ourselves, and oftentimes they can be pretty lofty. When things begin to line up the way we think they should, we appreciate those who helped us along the way, like the help you get with commercial banking from FFB. Our experts are ready to partner with you to help you manage cash flow, oversee accounts through online banking, and help you secure a business line of credit. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
This Taft Stadium crowd has been treated to a good one. The Energy FC fans have been in it from the beginning as their team is tied 1-1 against Tulsa. Let's have a look at the standings. A big night for Energy FC as they start a bit of a homestand. They're in that number 8 spot. The top 10 teams make the postseason, and everybody's really tight.
Yeah, and you can see how important this game is for OKC Energy. They should really get a win because it's borderline. They're only 1 point above the Portland Timbers, who are right there at the edge.
Yeah, and LA Galaxy takes on Phoenix Rising a little bit later on tonight. Looking at some scores around the Western Conference. Real Monarchs, the final from last night, pick up the victory. A lot of other action going on right now.
Yeah, Sacramento Republic that beat Tulsa pretty handily 6-0, and then New Mexico United at Austin Bowl. That looks like a good game. New Mexico had that deep run in the U.S. Open Cup until they met Minnesota United, who absolutely gave them a beating, but still an impressive showing in that competition.
Again, the one to watch, LA Galaxy against Phoenix Rising later on tonight. And of course, the postponement from El Paso in Portland. Looking at the upcoming scheduled for OKC, as they have a road matchup on the 16th against Portland. Before that, a big one against Fresno FC at home next week.
Yeah, some tough games ahead for them. Again, highlighting how important it is for them to get a result today.
They go back and forth, home and away. They've been pretty good on the road, so that should play to their advantage in this month. We'll take a break and come back and have a look around the league when we come back.
Now get some time. Sam Warner, the beauty. From distance, on the way and in! Goal, Las Vegas Lights! And Taylor with a beautiful strike. Are you kidding? Ned will go for goal! Goodness.
Gents, hey, keep moving forward here. I feel like we're close. But it's all about the process. Make sure you're doing the little things right.
It's part of the community. I think it's not a mistake that you drive anywhere in the city and you'll see the red Kickers K. I was certainly honored to play for the club and understand it's just a part of the city.
We're the longest continuously run professional soccer team in the country, which is pretty cool. We have Charleston Battery beat by one day. We played on a Friday night. In '93, they played on a Saturday. We take great pride in that.
There's a really good structure in place, and there has been a really good structure in place for a long time now, even from when I was back here as a youth player. The coaching staff, the culture, the way things are done at the Kickers is at the highest level. Everyone's committed, everyone's 100% in.
We have a really strong locker room and everybody really wants to do well for the club, and they believe in me and believe in the club and respect the history that we have as a club. So it's been a lot of fun so far, just kind of getting this group together.
Yes or no?
1-1. We're even at the half as some kids have some fun on the field here at Taft Stadium. Let's have a look at the power rankings around the league. A couple teams really making some big jumps, including the New York Red Bulls from 8 to 2.
Yeah, former champions there, and Phoenix Rising, who've been very close, and as I said earlier, really impressive, actually beating OKC at their own home. So Tampa Bay Rowdies on the east side.
the Wednesday night schedule. I'm really looking forward to that North Carolina-Tampa Bay matchup.
Yeah, and Las Vegas Lights against Phoenix Rising is also a tasty one. So lots of good games here in USL, including this one that's being played by 100 kids, it seems.
I hope they're having as much fun as we had. A competitive first half, 1-1 at the break. We'll take a break and come back with some highlights.
Outlining your own destiny is something we all take pride in. And knowing we're doing what we love is what makes this life adventure so exciting. Isn't it nice to have a banking partner that's along for the ride? FFB makes life easier with a simple click and snap, so things like mobile banking and deposits can be done anywhere, anytime. Plus free bill pay, person-to-person transfers, and Apple Pay. With free ATMs worldwide, why wouldn't you want a bank that gives you this much freedom? FFB. We go where you go.
Mercy helps the energy get to the top of their game. We can help you get to the top of yours.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
One is the score and a half. They're battling for that prize, the coveted wrench in this black gold derby. And it was a fun one as we look at those first half highlights. Plenty of action in that first half, including a couple goals.
Yeah, lots of action, and it was Tulsa that started off on the front foot right out of the gates. Really good opportunity here. A shot coming from Matt Shelton. As well, Omar Gordon, as we saw, had a pretty good one. For the away team, they started so well, they got to get back to those basics that allowed them to have some opportunities, but they lost their way. And as I said earlier, not able to stitch passes together, getting very nervous when OKC got the ball in their defensive end and then hoofing it forward, never really giving an opportunity for Jano Silva to get on the end of anything.
Yeah,
fortuitous to be tied at this point.
Silva, one of the best goal scorers for this Tulsa team. He scored the one goal for them last time against Energy FC. Beautiful night here at Taft Stadium. The half moon overlooks a fun first half of soccer. We're tied at 1 at the break. As we get set for the second half of action, Energy FC in a tight playoff hunt. They're tied for 6th. They can really create some separation with 3 points tonight. Tulsa, on the other hand, they're trying to get a big 3 points. They got off to a great start this year. They've cooled off, they've struggled, they haven't won a match since the last time these two teams played. If they can come out and steal one from Coach Cook, that'd be huge.
Yeah, and I think Steve Cook probably said to them, look, this is a game that we absolutely need to get 3 points in because we have a tough schedule ahead of us.
They go back and forth between home and away against some really talented Western Conference teams. This is where Energy FC wants to make some ground. They'll have to do it here in the second half, even at 1 apiece. A first half with plenty of physicality, plenty of action. Most of it in the first 30 minutes, and a lot of it coming from that night. DaCosta just missing off the left post. And Lorendi dodges a bullet there, as DaCosta, with that pinpoint accuracy, almost was able to squeak one by.
And what an incredible start that would have been to the half. Really good work by Rodrigo DaCosta on that right-hand side, getting the ball onto his favorite left foot and just curling it in. And once again, the woodwork saving Cody Lorendi. Well, when he's had to get involved, he's done well, Lorendi. And when he hasn't had a chance, the woodwork and divine intervention have been on his side.
That time, DaCosta, he had to make it perfect. He nearly did. Inches to work with Lorendi and the defenders, about 4 of them in front of him. Almost was able to squeak it past Lorendi.
Well, and you really see how important Rodrigo DaCosta is for this Tulsa team. Every time he has the ball at his feet, there's more composure about the way that Tulsa attacks. And of course, they also threaten.
He had a brace earlier this year against the Switchbacks on April 24th. 8 goals this season, that's top 10 in the league. Had one in that first half, just missed one there.
I'd like to see Cordell Cato get a little bit more involved in this game. He had a period of about 8 or 10 minutes where he had the ball at his feet. He was making things happen, linking the play between the midfield and the attack, and then he disappeared. He's going to have to force himself into it.
Energy FC would like to thank OG&E for being the presenting sponsor of tonight's match. We all know that the Energy scores in the field, but you can score at home with OG&E's energy efficiency program. Just go to OGE.com to learn more.
And I think this should be a yellow card for Brian Reyes.
Where Tulsa already has 2, including one of the captain, Hedrick.
Well, he just sweeps Highland after the ball is gone.
Alejandro Aguilar Jr. busy in the first half, the lead referee.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to give a yellow or give the yellows that you've given in this game, that one has got to be one that goes into the book. So a little bit of inconsistency from the ref, who's had a pretty good game.
This will be Garcia, the set piece towards the box. He was looking for Isley, who broke away from the pack and just a little bit over the top.
Well, that's an impossible ball to get on the end of. I don't think that's what Garcia wants to do. Much easier to go and aim for that second stick and then hope that somebody heads it back into the danger zone. By the way, it must be said, those OKC kids are fire.
Looking good tonight. The dark blue and the bright green, the colors really pop when they contrast with each other. One of my favorites in the league, I think.
Yeah. And Highland is well color coordinated with his green Adidas.
Long dark blue socks.
Well, I think Ibiaga just got away with one right there.
This is Reyes as he works on Brown, speed on speed. Now Garcia. Highland, a little backspin on it. Nicely touched. Here's a chance over the top of Isley. Hedrick waited for it.
Omar Gordon wide open on the right-hand side, and Tato going with the difficult pass. And better decision-making. That period where they were dominant, I know they conceded a goal during that period, but they were dominant. They were making really good decisions with the ball at their feet. And now a little bit of what we saw in those last 20 minutes of the first half, where there's a little bit of indecision and the balls aren't being hit particularly well. So let's see if OKC can grab this game by the scruff of the neck, because Tulsa starting off pretty well once again, as they did in the first period.
OKC, they're 6-3-7 when leading at the half, so giving up that late goal, I guess the second goal, a big one. Tulsa was able to even it up. Under Coach Cook, they've been so good when they've scored first. There have been a couple times this year, though, and Coach Cook brought it up. We talked to him this week, where Energy FC's been up early at home, and they've been lackadaisical in the second half. They've been great on the road. They've got a tough slate of games coming up, going back and forth between Taft Stadium and other parts of the USL. Tonight's a big one for the home team, as they are right in the thick of things for the playoff hunt, currently tied 4 ways for 6th. They're considered to be in that 8th spot with the tiebreakers. Tulsa looking for their first 3 points since April. Cato. Now Highland. The attacking third. Highland tries to keep it in play.
Oh, I don't think that ball went out. All of Tulsa's players just stopped, which they shouldn't, of course, just hoping that the whistle gets blown, but it did not look like the ball crossed the line.
And if the official doesn't blow the whistle there, Highland had a ton of space.
Yeah, and there were a couple of players who got themselves on mark. Now, I could be very wrong, but that looks like it's still on the line.
Great work by our crew right on it. And yeah, I thought that was a chance for Highland.
He was being punished for his early infraction with that throw-in.
I was about to say, Highland's had an interesting day with the sideline.
That's right.
Highland will throw in here as Reyes hit the turf. Oh, that's close.
Yeah, it's borderline, but I still think it's in. But look at everybody just stop. Especially the man who's in the most important defensive position, and that's Calvin Resende, just looking at the ref, not looking at the ball. You get punished for situations like that.
And Highland really had one man to beat. That's about where he scored last week from 25 yards out. So he has striking ability from that distance.
Yeah, it's a difficult angle, though. He did it on the dribble, opens up space, and then, as we saw in the replay of that goal, it goes through a few legs, and that blinds the keeper.
Wonderful job by our crew. Right on that one, a great angle there. Now here's Garcia. With the first assistant, Donovan Ricketts for Tulsa looking. Here's a pass towards the box, still in play. Now Tulsa tries to clear it out, and a foul's called on Brown.
And that's a good foul from Brown, preventing the counterattack, but everybody from Tulsa just asking for the yellow card. That's a good ball as well from Rafael Garcia. I think it's Omar Gordon who gets on the end of it. Had he not touched that ball, he had an OKC player open behind him.
So the thought was good. Just in the end, Tulsa played it well.
Yeah, let's take a look. I mean, it's a really good ball there. Oh, actually, there was a defender, and it wasn't Omar Gordon who gets onto the ball. So I didn't need glasses in the first half, but now perhaps I do.
As the sun is going down, saw that beautiful shot of the moon before halftime. It is darker. That one's played past the sideline. Highland again to throw in. New father, Kyle Highland, didn't practice much this week, according to Coach Cook. His wife went into labor about midway through the week, gave birth to a healthy baby boy on Thursday. So big congrats to Kyle.
Well, being the father of a 5-month-old, I know that he's not going to be getting a lot of sleep in the near future.
They have to pry that one out of the stands.
Yeah, I think they might need to purchase some more of those select balls.
always feel like it'd be tough, and really it's any sport when you're a fan and get your hands on one of the balls that teams are playing with. You have to give it back. Pay for your ticket, make the play in the stands, and then you gotta get the ball back. Baseball being the exception, of course.
Well, the big difference is price.
Yeah, true, true.
These balls will run you about $120 to $140. Not the replicas, of course. You get that for about $20 to $50. And they're pretty good too. But any player will tell you that the difference between one of these balls, the official balls, and the replicas is enormous. There's the touch, the feel, the flight of the ball.
I think the non-athlete doesn't think about that. It's probably comparable to other sports too. The little things that you become used to as a top-tier athlete, they make all the difference. As Isley, a little bit ahead of the pack.
Well, just to add to that point, just if you look at the surface that the game is being played on right now, turf, the difference between turf and grass is significant. The bounce of the ball, the speed of the ball. And that didn't look like it was out either.
Yeah, just barely. I think Isley maybe a step in front of the line for offsides. It was close though.
Good spot, good spot. But I was just talking about just the difference in the turf, and if players aren't used to it, if you play on grass for much of the season and then you play a game on turf, it takes a while to get used to the bounce of the ball, the speed of the ball. In fact, if you look in MLS, a lot of players who play on grass won't even play on turf, but that's more because of the potential for injury.
I'm sure when you get used to one surface, you move differently, you slide differently, and it can lead to potential lower body injury.
Oh yeah, and a lot more pressure on those joints.
Lewis to kick. There's so many places, whether it be football or baseball or soccer, oftentimes switching to turf just because of price, at least in the younger leagues. DaCosta lining one up, just missing left.
That's a good shot, just trying to catch Lorendi by surprise. Well, it looks like he may have been Rossetti. No, it's DaCosta. You're absolutely right.
He's playing with a lot of confidence right now. We saw him take a quick strike here in the second half. That one's from about 30 yards out.
And had that been on target, it would have been very difficult to handle because it takes a bounce just before it gets to Lorendi. He's got space here to do some damage now.
DaCosta looking into the box. It's not cleared yet. And now Harris plays it out.
That was a good run from Altamirano. Can't get control of the ball.
This feels like, at least at this point in the match, that Tulsa is playing with just maybe a smidge more energy here.
Yeah, they are. And OKC taking too long in their attack.
The battle for the wrench, the black gold derby. Derby is how you say it. I say derby, but now I'm accidentally saying derby because I'm used to hearing it from you.
I think you're saying it the correct way.
1-1 even. That was the final score last time these teams played back in April.
You just saw Matt Rogers having some words with the man that has scored the goal for Tulsa, Rodrigo DaCosta, because Rogers was wide open on the right-hand side, and he never got it.
Be a set play here for Tulsa. DaCosta's been close a couple times in this half. They're looking for him. Energy FC might bring a second man on him as Garcia battles for the ball. He works with Shelton.
Great touch. Such a quality player.
Here's some space. The shot, Lorendi the save. The rebound and Ricochet, a second opportunity is wide.
Well, I think Almirano may actually be in an offside position, but the work done by Rodrigo DaCosta is absolutely brilliant. Opens his hips to get past the defender, and then cuts inside, and on his weaker right foot, still manages to uncork one. That's a good save by Lorendi. He gets down quickly. It's a sharp one. There's a lot of pop in that shot. And then fortunate It doesn't land right at the feet of a Tulsa player, even though Altamirano does get a chance to hit one of his own.
Hats off to Lorendi, a couple beautiful saves tonight. He leads the league in that category. I mean, he has been one of the best keepers in the league this season. He's had to work tonight.
Well, he's had to work all season, really, and I think that says a lot about the fact that this OKC team does have a pretty sturdy back line,
Sure.
but they concede a lot of shots.
They play with pace, a lot of back and forth action. That one's just a bit wide from Gordon. It'll lead to a corner. Will be a chance for OKC as we approach 60 minutes into this one. Cody Lorendi, 29-year-old from Melbourne, Florida. He battled back from a serious knee injury in 2017. The coaching staff says he was confident and diligent he would recover, and now having a career year here for OKC. Here is Garcia. His fourth opportunity at a corner tonight. Up, a little short this time. A different spot than last. Still played easily by Tulsa. The attacking third, though, is Watson.
Experienced play from the Jamaican.
And the official saying corner kick. Tulsa doesn't like it.
Well, let's see. I mean, you see Watson protect the ball. No, I think that's the right call. I think it does spin off of Matt Sheldon.
Silva will have a look from the opposite side as a couple players for Tulsa warming up.
You see Tulsa, they don't mark man-to-man. It's a zone defending from this corner.
And it's blown dead before it even started by Alejandro Aguilar Jr.
He's having a word here with Luca Lobo. Well, it looked like it was Luca Lobo, but it isn't. It's Ibeagha. He's a big man, Ibeagha.
6'2", well-built, tough defender. That one's towards the back, and again, Tulsa, no problems with it. Garcia plays it back. They concede to Lorendi. Gets it away just in time. The aggression from Tulsa has been impressive in this second 45.
Yeah, they've been the better team for sure, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that OKC is just playing at a very slow tempo. If they speed up the game, I think that's how they're going to turn this around and become the more dominant of the two teams. But right now, Tulsa doing a lot more to get that second goal than the home team.
Tulsa gave up a goal in the 69th minute last week against Phoenix Rising. OKC scored their 2 goals very late in their match. We're coming up to that point we thought could be a turning spot. We've already seen a couple goals. One for both teams in the first half. Christian Isley in the 17th minute. And then DaCosta scored in the 23rd. The cross towards the box, up in the air, just a bit too tall over the crossbar.
And Rodrigo DaCosta, usually he's creating them. Here, he gets on the end of the cross. He actually starts the play, gets the ball to Altamirano, who puts in a really good ball. And DaCosta, who's got some height on him as well, just gets under it and dips a little bit too late, although Cody Lorendi was right on it the entire time.
It's so tough if you're the offensive player, I would guess, when you know a player of Lorendi's caliber is between the posts. You just have to get a little more extra on it, and that can make it challenging.
Good work from Isley there to handle the pressure, control the ball, put it to Brown.
Something brewing here. Brown going across. Garcia couldn't quite get it on the strong foot.
Oh, Garcia has to hit that first time, try to control it.
Gordon battles. Highland, the chip towards the box. Waiting for it was Hedrick. Silva.
Oh, this is a second yellow for Javon Watson, and he's going to get his marching orders. And this may be a little bit harsh for Watson. The ref thinks it's a high foot. I'll have to take a second look at this.
What a turning point in this match. Watson picked a yellow up in the 27th minute. And here, just about 64 minutes in, picks up the red card.
And you see that Jano Silva comes from behind Watson, and I don't know, I think that's a little harsh. It's clearly a foul. I'd like to see it from this angle. Nope, no. I am mistaken. That is a clear second yellow and deserved red card.
Alejandro Aguilar Jr. was on it right away, and now Javon Watson, who got the start tonight, he'll walk off after a solid performance with the two red cards, the two yellow cards rather. Now leading to his team being in a tough spot.
And he was arguably the best player on the pitch for OKC in the first half. He needs to see a lot of the ball in order to get this team moving. He's out of the picture now, and this is a great opportunity for Tulsa to really snap that losing streak away from home.
How does the strategies change for both teams now with Watson being out?
Well, we'll see. I think you put another defender in, take out one of the forwards. In this case, it does look like it's Cordell Cato who comes out, an attacking midfielder.
Callum Ross, the steady defensive player, hard-working central midfielder. He plays in that back line. He'll go to the midfield spot. Coach Cook says he's reliable, helps control pace, and hence why he's coming in here with OKC down a player.
Yeah, I like Ross, and he can put in a shift either at the center of the defense or just in front of a back four.
So Energy FC playing with 10 men.
I'd like to see a little bit of courage from Tulsa now. Now, I know they don't want to take too many risks. They don't want to lose this game. It's a valuable point away from home, but you're a man up. You got plenty of time on the clock. Put this OKC team under pressure.
Their last 3 points, Tulsa, on April 24th. After a strong month of April, they've struggled, but now they got a chance to get 3 big points and more contact.
And this is not what you want to see from a guy who's one of the leaders on your team. Rafael Garcia, this is a clear foul from behind. And then he remonstrates with a player who went down under the challenge. You don't want to lose your head. You're a man down, but you're not losing. Right there, it's a clear foul. There's not much in it, but it's a foul. There's no need for the afters.
As Matt Rogers went down, a nice night for him, a quiet night, but he's been steady. Few mistakes getting the start. A rare start for him, but it's been a good one. And now Tulsa with a man advantage. They got the set piece here. A good angle as Lorendi tries to make himself big between the posts.
Well, he's going to put this ball very close to Lorendi, you think. Just looking for any bit of contact.
The kick, far post. Lorendi knocks it down. Silva's still there, and it's cleared out by Brown.
Yeah, good work from Lorendi once again. Just going into traffic, courageous from the keeper, punching it out.
Highland. Now Garcia. OKC.
Great ball from Garcia.
Over the top. Brown on the run. And it's cleared out. It'll be a throw-in.
Just take a look at this ball now from Rodrigo da Costa. He wants to put it right next to Lorendi. Just hoping that somebody gets a little bit of contact on it. He does well to go through traffic. Doesn't make the cleanest of contacts, the goalkeeper, but does just enough to parry the danger.
Omar Gordon, very active night. He'll come out. And Deshaun Brown is going to check in. He is the leading goal scorer for OKC this season with 9. One of the best goal scorers in the entire league, giving them a little bit of a push in the end.
Yeah, and that's why it's surprising that he was on the bench, and he actually has combined so well with Gordon.
Dangerous spot, and the crowd wanted some, maybe an infraction there as Brown may have got bumped in the back, but no call.
And there was a little bit of contact, I'll tell you that, but now I wouldn't have taken Gordon out. I think that John Brown is the guy who's been on the margins of the game.
Here comes Tulsa, not wasting any time. As a bump, and this will lead to a goal kick.
And that's good defending in the end from Alvin Jones, the TNT player.
Altamirano was trying to make something happen. Alvin Jones, so steady. 25-year-old, first season with OKC on Trinidad and Tobago's national team. Reminder that this freaky fast substitution is sponsored by Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is proud to support the OKC Energy Football Club. Order a Freaky Fresh sandwich today at jimmyjohns.com or on their app. There's Deshaun Brown right there in the middle of the field. Remember, OKC playing with 10 men. After the red card from Watson, dangerous play.
Well, I don't know about this. Sean Lewis does well to come out for this ball. Now let's see if there's an elbow on him. Because you have to think that he's actually the one making the contact with Isley. He's not in the protected area. I don't think this should be a foul at all.
If that call's not made, Jonathan Brown was ready to try to put one through.
I think Christian Isley has a bone to pick with the referee.
Trying to explain, either he's reminiscing about his goal score earlier, or what I'm thinking is he's trying to explain the last play.
Well, he's going to talk himself into the book, I think, here. But he has every right to be upset with the referee.
Watson, Hedrick, they both had yellows. Watson picked up a second, got a red card 64 minutes in. Resende's got a yellow as well. Isley was threatening there, didn't pick one up.
Just watch how Sean Lewis comes out for this ball. He's not in the protected area. Now, I guess you could say that when Isley makes the jump, he's not looking at where he's going or where he's jumping into, and I guess that's what the ref has decided. Maybe a little bit of a harsh call.
Christian Isley scored a goal 17 minutes in off a throw-in from Kyle Highland. Then DaCosta scored 23 minutes in following some miscommunication between Llorente and the captain, Atiba Harris. And that is where we stand 1-1. The big turning point in the second half. Watson picked up the red card 64 minutes in. For the past 7 minutes, OKC's been playing a man down, but they've been able to hang in there and has actually had a few chances to score themselves. The Black Gold Derby at Taft Stadium in Tulsa. And OKC, for the second time they're playing this year. This time it's in Oklahoma City. OKC Energy trying to create some separation in a four-way tie for 6th place in the Western Conference. A couple teams they're competing with are idle tonight. Tulsa can get back in the hunt for the playoffs with 3 points tonight. It'd be their first win since April.
OKC sitting very deep, as you would expect, in a low block, 2 tight defensive lines. Just Deshaun Brown up top.
Isley trying to break away there, was able to play it off a Tulsa player, leading to a sub from the road team. DJ Dean often starts. He will come in. So we have Dean, the talented midfielder, checking in for Matt Rogers, who got the start tonight.
Matt Rogers did a lot of work in the first half on the defensive end. He never saw much of the ball in the offensive side. So a little bit of a frustrating display. Let's see if Dean can add some energy, a little bit of bite into Tulsa's attack.
Dean subbed out in the 68th minute last week. He comes in the 73rd this week. He's got, as that one is out of bounds. Matt Sheldon, impressive performance for him, the defender to throw in.
Just putting Resende under pressure, and Isley gets a yellow for this one. He's been asking for one, and I think he let out some frustration, a little bit of catharsis for the goal scorer.
Isley's had a very active night. Almost picked one up earlier when he was discussing a play with Alejandro Aguilar Jr. that time.
Well, he just absolutely railroads Resende. Matt Shelton does Resende no favors by lobbing that thrown at him under pressure. And there you go. I was talking about turf earlier, but that bounce on the ground, you saw what can happen, or the difference between turf and grass. You don't get that bounce, so it's not as hard to control the ball on grass.
Tulsa. Here's Dean, who just checked in with the fresh legs. Goes to work on Jones. Dean tumbles. And it'll be a goal kick coming up. Been a physical matchup. It was the first time these teams played. They combined for 29 fouls. Tonight, they're getting close to that total. That makes it more fun, though, I think. Depends, I guess, on your flavor for soccer.
Right, it also depends on how many stoppages you're going to have in the game, and I guess, or how long the stoppages are. These 29 fouls and then a lot of bickering. You know, you don't want to slow down the game too much. But yeah, I mean, that's part and parcel of a derby, or a derby, as you say, but a rivalry, I think we can agree on.
It's been a competitive rivalry over the past couple years. OKC has had the advantage, as Tulsa's actually looking for their first win in this matchup since 2017, but they've all been close, including a matchup in April that ended in a 1-1 draw. OKC has 8 wins, Tulsa with 3 in 4 draws.
And you have to say that Tulsa's done very little since having this one-man advantage. Just too slow in passing the ball, though. This is a great ball for Rodrigo da Costa. Good defending from OKC. An opportunity to hit on the break over here with Brown.
Here's Deshaun Brown, their leading goal scorer. Now Garcia. Highland streaking. It goes to Jonathan Brown. His cross is played out by Dean.
Well, that cross was symptomatic of Jonathan Brown's game so far. Highland should have really streaked into the box, attacking that half space, and says he holds up his run.
Just out of play. Those good opportunities for OKC may be infrequent, playing a man down over these past 15 minutes. You want to take advantage of them.
Absolutely. Easier said than done, though.
Sure. Tulsa's been tough. It's been a fun night. Now we'll see if one team can pull away in the end. Hedrick, the captain. He and Brown at midfield, and now the offense behind Lobo begins to take shape. Dean in the box.
Calm and collected from Atiba Harris. A little risky. I think we're about to see Uzo come in for Tulsa.
Offense starting. Toby Uzo, big athletic player. He can create problems. Here's Garcia. The crossing pass. Hedrick waiting for it. Ipiaga.
It's a good spell here from OKC. So Rafael Garcia, when he had the ball on the right-hand side, Highland streaked forward on the left-hand corridor. Didn't get the ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, Energy FC substitution.
OKC gets a sub. Williams getting set to check in.
Christian Isley.
As Isley will come out.
Number 55,
Mikel Williams. Talented young defender. Seen some time sparingly throughout the year, getting some action this evening. And there's Uzo coming in for Manny Gonzalez for Tulsa. So Tulsa with Uzo and Dean out there. They have more of their traditional starting lineup, with Rogers now coming out along with Rodriguez. There's Toby Uzo, 24-year-old from Nigeria. Debuted earlier this year. Drafted in 2016, relatively high pick in the MLS Super Draft. Here's Dean.
And this is clearly an attacking move. You think Rodrigo da Costa will drop down a little bit more, which is probably a good thing. He can get on the ball a little bit more often, see if he can create something from a little bit of a deeper position. Insofar as having Silva and Uzo up top, these are two big boys, as you said. So I expect a lot of crosses in these last 11 or 12 minutes of the game.
Giving Acosta some ammo to work with, potentially.
Well, he's been, well, yeah, Acosta's going to provide the service. I was just thinking of Silva. He's been living on scraps this entire game. Played in the lower divisions in Portugal.
Winning 50-50 raffle number. If you have this ticket,
OKC
make sure you visit the guest services
has
table
about 10
immediately.
minutes to work with if they're going to pick up 3 crucial points. Down a man, that would be a massive victory for Coach Cook and company. And of course, Tulsa can smell blood in the water. But as you said, Eric, haven't been able to do much with this advantage.
No, they haven't. Let's see if things change. There's still time to capitalize on their advantage.
Here's da Costa. Altamirano. Highland trying to turn it around.
I have no idea who Altamirano was aiming for because it was so clear that da Costa had moved into the inside of the park. He hits a ball long, and here he is.
Nice move by da Costa. Too much defense there from Energy FC. On the attack, it's Shelton. Dean. Little contact. And a late whistle.
And I'm not sure whether it's just a momentary shift or it's going to last for the remainder of the game. But Brian Reyes seems to have moved into the midfield to add another body now that Gonzalez is off the field. I'm not sure there was too much in that.
Maybe got Dean on that left leg. That's all I could really see, though.
Alvin Jones has done well defensively. You haven't seen much of him on the attacking third.
Da Costa, so deadly. Second in the league in assists. Gets a set piece here. His team trying to go on top. They have a man advantage after the red card was picked up by Watson about 17 minutes ago. The left-footed kick, a line drive. Dean was looking for the header.
I think that ball was a little bit shorter than da Costa wanted. It may have actually been Luca Lobo at the end of this, or on the end of this.
Yep.
It was the center back. He's pretty dangerous on those set pieces. Had that ball smack off the crossbar early on in the game.
Tulsa had a couple near misses. Laurenti had a beautiful save about 5 minutes in, then Lobo had a header that hit the ground, went up, hit the bottom part of the crossbar, inches away from giving Tulsa the early lead. Minutes later, Isley gets his first goal to put OKC on top, and then about 6 minutes after that, da Costa got his goal to make it 1-1. The attempted cross. And that leads to a corner for Energy FC.
Does well John Brown there to turn under pressure and get the cross off. And these are the opportunities that OKC really has to take advantage of. Set pieces when you're a man down.
Kind of minimize the disadvantage there.
Absolutely.
Here is Garcia. Big moment in this match.
It's a good ball.
Nice touch. Ibiaga was looking for it. Highland keeps it in the box, and Lewis runs it down. What a nice performance and a rare start for Lewis in goal. Sean Lewis, the young keeper, earning more time here tonight. Gave up an early goal, and he's been steady since. And credit to Tulsa, yes, OKC's a man down. They've had problems in second halves, and that's where Energy FC's been good recently. And Tulsa has been steady tonight.
Left side is wide open, just begging for a ball there.
That's where Dean is waiting. Da Costa goes to him. Dean goes to work on Jones. Brown helps out. Da Costa, the touch. Still with Tulsa.
Great ball.
Reyes was looking. Dean.
Dean has to attack that with a little bit more aggressiveness.
DaCosta with space. He's dangerous. The bender played by Ibiaga. Tulsa still in the attacking third. Here's a look. And waiting for it is Laurenti.
Carves out a little bit of space. Altamirano, but can't get enough power behind this shot. That cross from Brian Reyes was delectable. You'd expect DJ Dean to hit that second post with a little bit of a sharper run. Opportunity gone begging.
Kel Williams did a good job closing out on Altamirano. As we are entering crunch time. A sub coming in for Tulsa.
FC substitution in the 85th
Fransley Zephyrin.
Leaving the match, number 13, Matt
Making his second appearance this year for Tulsa. As
Zephyrin.
Sheldon, what a performance for him defensively. He'll come out. Some high fives from his teammates. And first assistant coach Donovan Ricketts, and now Zephyrin from Montreal, Canada. His second appearance this year. Speedy player.
Número 5, Fransley Zephyrin. Minuto 85.
Ball over the top to Dean. Jones waiting for him. Dean tries to cross. Tulsa seems like they're pushing it more to that left side over the past few minutes.
And this is an attacking substitution from Donovan Ricketts, putting Zephyrin on the left-hand side, a little bit more adventurous than Matt Shelton in the attack.
Zephyrin to throw in. That's the same spot where Kyle Hyland threw in the first half. That led to a goal for OKC and Christian Isley.
And he knows that the ref will allow him a few extra steps.
Hyland had maybe a half a foot on that line. Here we go. Zephyrin up in the air. He got past everybody. Nobody home on that backside.
And Zephyrin went well over as well.
Under 4 minutes left. And Zephyrin looked like he had a pair of feet there on that sideline. I think officials are willing to maybe give them a little bit of room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Energy parents, sign your kids up for the all-new Energy FC Kids Club presented by Supermercados Morelos. Visit energyfc.com/Kids Club to learn more. 1-1 as we approach the final few minutes of this match. If OKC does get 1 point, that would nudge them up into sole possession of 6th place, as a couple teams are idle tonight. LA Galaxy takes on Phoenix Rising. They're one of the teams in a 4-way tie with OKC. But you're at home, you're facing a Tulsa team that's experimenting. You want to get those 3.
Well, now with a man down, they just want to hold on
Sure.
to this point. You don't want to take any risks. I mean, we saw that the differences between 8th place and 10th place are, well, the difference is 1 point.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that the differences are slim between these positions unless you're one of the top 2 teams in the Western Conference.
As Coach Cook, Garcia, chats with 2 referees. Is there some strategy here from Coach Cook to maybe knock off a few more seconds off that clock?
I would say so. You know, any opportunity. Yeah, looks like he may have gotten his marching orders as well.
For a moment, we thought he was maybe going down to talk to a player, but Coach Cook has been asked to leave. So he is out with about 3 minutes left to go.
And play can't continue until he's off the field. So in a way, it actually probably benefits him that he's been sent off. Not in the long run, but in the short run here. So as soon as he crosses that gate, play will continue. It must have been something he said to the referee.
That's rare from Coach Cook. What a great guy. We talk to him frequently. One of the more enjoyable people to talk to in this league. Coach Cook, though, is out after that. And that one goes past Laurenti, and it'll be a goal kick.
Well, that would have been some goal. Right there. I don't know what it is that he's saying to the referee, it's the fourth official who actually points and has a discussion with him. Well, he throws the ball away. That's what it is. And he's talking, as you can tell by the gesture.
And they come over and talk with him. I think around this point, yep, he's asked to leave. So both head coaches, Coach Nisian, out today for Tulsa on the one-game suspension. Donovan Ricketts, the first assistant. And assistant coach Danny Stone takes over for Coach Cook here late. Dean. DaCosta. Here's a chance. Lorendi comes out. Almost an own goal. That would have been a disaster.
Oh, DaCosta, not DaCosta. Altamirano needs to do better with this pass from Rodrigo DaCosta. Just puts it behind the defense. Sublime pass. That first touch from Altamirano, not good enough.
And it was almost knocked in by an Energy FC player, but they avoid disaster. Lorendi plays aggressive, it pays off. What a night for him. The league leader in assists comes up big. Now OKC down a coach, down a player, is trying to hang on here. One more sub coming in, rather 4 minutes of bonus time. There still is a chance here for Tulsa to make something happen.
Just take a look at this peach of a pass. And then Altamirano not able to bring it down. And as you said, almost an own goal.
Ibiaga, from my angle, I thought he headed it more towards the goal. Here's a chance, though. Brown tries to cross, and it'll lead to a corner. Yeah, I thought Ibiaga may have headed it towards the goal. It turned out he kind of angled it back out towards the top of the box. So he was in the right position.
This is good work from Deshaun Brown to hold up the ball, find Rafael Garcia, who in turn finds Jonathan Brown. His cross not good enough. Not that he had many players to aim at. It was only Rafael Garcia in the box, surrounded by a sea of white jerseys.
Let's see what Garcia can do here. It might be his last corner opportunity. Line drive through everyone. Attempting to save it was Zephyrin. He'll stay here with Energy FC. Clock continues to tick. These two teams ended in a draw, 1-1 back in April. It's looking like we'll see an identical result here tonight, unless someone can have late heroics. Kyle Hyland was a hero last week. He had an assist in the first half off a throw-in. The big toss here. Ends up to Dean. He's knocked down, and a free kick coming. Tulsa might have one more good look here to try to pull away with 3 points. Energy FC, after the red card from Watson, 64 minutes in, playing with 10 men. They've held strong.
Dean wide open on the left-hand side once again. Too slow, Tulsa, building up the play. Of course, they don't want to take many risks.
Sure. DaCosta over to Dean. Tulsa trying for its first win since April. They've had 4 draws in that span, 9 losses. The cross. And Williams was waiting for it. DaCosta. Not a bad pass. This back line steady for OKC. Reyes this time, here's a chance. And it just misses wide. Lorendi got a paw on it to make the play.
Oh, what a phenomenal save this is. Unbelievable. Another fantastic ball from Brian Reyes behind the back line. And Cody Lorendi, tip your hat to this man, because he's actually going the other way and still manages to react so quickly. A strong left hand. Man of the match performance. Terrific stuff.
Cody Lorendi, 2 massive saves late. It almost felt like Tulsa was lulling us to sleep. It didn't look like they were going to get a good look. And then a beautiful ball in the box, and Lorendi was ready for it.
Well, Tulsa needed to be making those crosses. We're sending in those crosses a lot earlier on. You saw just how dangerous they are and how difficult it has been for Ibiaga and Atiba Harris to deal with them.
The league leader in saves, Lorendi, comes up huge in the end. That might have preserved a point for OKC. And all of them are crucial now.
I think they'll need to carry him off the field.
Tulsa, do they have one more run in them? Zephyrin. Dean. Jones tries to stay on his left hip. DaCosta. This might do it as Garcia tries to clear.
And really, this is infuriating from DJ Dean because he has an opportunity to send the ball in, but he wants to be the hero. He wants to cut in at the top of the box and unleash a shot, and an opportunity has been wasted.
And that'll do it. We end in a draw. Cody Lorendi saves the day in the end. He keeps this one even at 1 apiece and preserves at least a point for the home team OKC Energy FC.
What a terrific performance. The only time he was beaten, well, twice he was beaten, but the woodwork was there, and any other opportunity, he was at the right place at the right time, reacting so quickly. Cat-like reflexes.
Cody Lorendi is the man of the match, and you're seeing why here. Look at this beautiful play by Lorendi. Tonight's man of the match is presented by Mass Mutual, and it's Cody Lorendi.
Just the way he reacts. He's going one way, and then manages to get enough spring in his step to go the other, stretch out that arm, and it also has to be a strong hand to keep this out. It would have been an own goal from Williams. Instead, it was a highlight for this man who deserves the Man of the Match award.
We finish in a 1-1 draw. We'll take a break and come back and look at some stats from this one and get into our Dental Depot post-game show.
Goals are something we outline for ourselves, and oftentimes they can be pretty lofty. When things begin to line up the way we think they should, we appreciate those who helped us along the way, like the help you get with commercial banking from FFB. Our experts are ready to partner with you to help you manage cash flow, oversee accounts through online banking, and help you secure a business line of credit. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
Mercy helps the energy get to the top of their game. We can help you get to the top of yours.
For the second time this year, the Black Gold Derby ends in a draw. 1-1 OKC Energy FC and Tulsa Roughnecks FC each pick up a point. Welcome into tonight's post game, brought to you by Dental Depot. A lot of highlights in that second half, and most of them were via Tulsa.
Yeah, but they also involved our man to make his way out of the 4 lines.
OKC did a good job, though, preserving that 1-1 draw, especially with DaCosta playing so well.
Well, this was one of the moments of the match in terms of quality of pass. DaCosta just getting the ball behind the line, and Altamirano not taking advantage of this. But this was, for me, the moment of the match. A fantastic save from Cody Lorendi that makes sure that Tulsa does not get the 3 points. Amazing stuff.
That came in the 94th minute. That is clutch from one of the best keepers in the entire league. The shots on target, Tulsa had a couple more in that second half. Look at the shots difference, 15-4. And most of those coming in the second half after the red card, but Lorendi and company stayed strong at the back end.
Yeah, it certainly tells the story of the game, but Tulsa left it too late to put the foot on the accelerator and really put OKC under the cosh. In the end, because of really good, solid defending, even with a man down, OKC deserves a point.
We saw a lot of action early, a lot of physicality, 2 goals within the first 25 minutes, and then things went dry into halftime in that second half, especially after the red card was dominated by Tulsa, but Cody Lorendi, our man of the match, was able to hold things together in the end for OKC.
Yeah, absolutely, and even though they get a point here or they save a point, given the games that they have ahead of them, especially the next 5, they're going to think that they missed a chance to beat a team that was in a downward spiral.
Big thanks to you for tuning in. We appreciate your support on this Saturday night. Our team was fantastic. We really appreciate their great work as well. For Eric Krakauer, I'm Ryan Beers. Thanks for tuning into the Black Gold Derby. 1-1 is the final score.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.